and the soft. How to make a real quotation in Dynamics AX development. Introduction, proposal, groups of people, traditional way, the new method proposed, results, limitations, and conclusions. Working with Dynamics AX, lots of us have had frustrations. We started with a business plan which involved a certain amount of time and end up with double or triple the beginning time. This is because two things. One, we don't understand the client, and the other is the strange behavior of Dynamic AX. When you start working with Dynamic AX and the client is incremental the data, with X data works fine, but with Y data, with the client's data, it does not work properly. The proposal here is using this new method in developing Dynamic AX project, which increases productivity, gives much more accurate quotation times to the client, and avoids deterioration in client relationships. With this new method of interaction between clients, consultants, and developers, there's a much less probability to fail in time with the Microsoft AX project. Here to explain, we got three types of groups: the client, which is yellow, the consultant, which is red, and the developer, which is blue. The traditional way. In the traditional way, we get first the connection between the client and the consultant. After that, the consultant gives the developer to do the quotation. He makes the quotation and he do the development. In period 4, he do the development and he does the testing in period number 4, excuse me. And then he makes the testing with the consultant. At this point in time, the developer is isolated and he just works by himself until he gets the connection with the consultant. Then the consultant gets together with the client to show the program. Here there's no interaction with the developer. At this point in time, when they get together, they realize that the program doesn't work. So they start to do the repairs. They do the first repair from period 9 to 11, the second repair from period 12 to 14, and the third repair 15 to 17, and the fourth repair 18 to 21. We realized at the beginning of the program that it should get about 8 periods of time to finish the program, but we ended up with 20 periods of time, which is 250% more of what we were expecting. Obviously, with this traditional way, there are various returns of the program, more data, more problems, more frustrations, and the program does not fulfill client time's requirement. Here we are showing the new method proposed. The new method proposed is that first the client gets together with the consultant, and then the developer in number 2, he makes a more analytical development. He takes more time in analyzing the data to make a quotation. But before he makes a quotation, he gets two meetings with or 3 periods of time in which he takes time to talk with the client, to talk with the consultant. Testing 1 and testing 2. Here, he has more interaction with the client and with the consultant. When he at this point in time, he can make a really good quotation which is more accurate and real. At this point in time, when he has this quotation on number 5, he ends up doing a final testing which works more or less better than before. In this part of the program, or in this part of the project, we see that the estimated time were about 11 periods of time, but the real time came up to 15, which is just 36% more of what we expected. In this time, this new method proposed, after the program is done 50%, there is an intensive interaction between the developer and the consultant. When most data is already proved, the developer makes an accurate quotation. Up to this point, most of the user cases has been proved. There's a final interaction to deliver the program to the client, and the program fulfills most of the client time requirements. The difference between the two methods: in the traditional way, the developer is isolated until he ends up the program phase. This, when he presented his work to the consultant, he realizes that has errors and has to redo it. In the process, the program has been coming and going, sometimes with a deteriorating relationship. The new method is better because the programmer interacts with the consultant and the client as many times as he needs until he gets a real quotation. At this point, the program has been done no less than 50% of the program, and the consultant and the client has proved it and know what to expect about it. When the program is delivered, it has much more probability to get clients' expectations. The results are the efforts and cost of the project decreases tremendously. In this example, decreases 40%. The difference in time between estimated and real decreases greatly. In this example, decreases 250 to 136%. Minimizes the deterioration in client's relationship. Minimizes the lack of client understanding. And minimizes the strange behavior in Dynamic AX with new client data. The limitations are two. Real quotation of the project is obtained in the middle of the project, not at the beginning. If the client and the consultant do not get real involvement at the beginning, there is no improvement. The conclusions: with this new method of developing, even though our client needs quotation at the beginning, involving the client at the early stages of the project and having real quotation at the middle is worth it. With this new method of interaction between clients, consultants, and developers, there is much less probability to fail in time with the Microsoft AX project.